You ever have a conversation going great over text, and then somewhere around message 20, it just dies? No fight, no bad moment, it just goes flat, and neither of you really knows why. This happens constantly, and it's rarely about running out of things to say. It's about a handful of small texting habits that quietly drain the energy out of a conversation before either person notices. Let's break down why this happens and how to actually fix it. The first killer is asking questions instead of building on answers. She tells you something, and instead of reacting to it, you immediately fire off another question. What do you do? Where are you from? Do you have siblings? It feels like conversation, but it's actually an interview. And interviews are exhausting to be on the other end of, even when neither person consciously notices why. The fix is simple. React first. Ask second. If she says she just got back from a trip, don't jump straight to where did you go. Say something like, that sounds like exactly what you needed. Then ask the question after. Reacting shows you're actually listening, not just extracting information to keep the thread technically alive. Second, matching her message length exactly instead of matching her energy. A lot of guys think mirroring word count is the move. She sends 3 words, they send 3 words back. But that's not what keeps a conversation alive. Energy is. You can send a short message that's still warm and engaged, or a long one that feels flat and forced. Pay attention to tone, not character count. If she's clearly enjoying the exchange, match that enthusiasm, regardless of how many words it takes to get there. Third, taking every lull as a sign to escalate the intensity. Conversation slows down a little, and instead of letting it breathe, you send something bigger. A compliment, a question about the relationship, anything to force momentum back. This usually backfires because it feels like pressure instead of natural flow. Sometimes a conversation just needs a pause. Let it exist. Come back to it later with something light instead of trying to jumpstart it with intensity. Fourth, no actual personality showing up in the texts. A lot of guys go so safe over text, so agreeable, so careful not to say anything that could be taken the wrong way, that the conversation becomes bland. There's nothing to actually respond to because there's no real opinion or humor in it. The fix here is texting the way you'd actually talk, with your own take on things, a little teasing, an actual reaction instead of a neutral one. Personality is what makes a conversation worth continuing. And fifth, treating every text like it needs an immediate reply. This creates a rhythm where both people feel like they're on call for each other, and that pressure eventually turns texting into an obligation instead of something enjoyable. Reply when you're actually available to engage, not the second you see the notification. A conversation that breathes naturally, with normal gaps, lasts a lot longer than one where every message gets answered in 90 seconds like a customer service chat. Put these together, and the pattern becomes clear. Conversations die from overprocessing, not from running out of content. React before you ask. Match energy over word count. Let lulls exist instead of forcing them. Bring your actual personality into it. And stop treating every message like an emergency reply. Do that consistently, and texting stops feeling like a task you're managing and starts feeling like an actual conversation again, one that can carry itself without you constantly steering it. Peace.